Hey, so this is an analysis of the games I'm playing to grind to Conquer 3. I'm versing Japanese. I'm Japanese myself. This is a Gold 2 game. This is where I'm starting from. So a bit of a misclick there. I should have went straight to the berries and building a farmhouse. 5 building that farmhouse I think is way too many. It should just be 1 and then 4 on the rest because that's more efficient. I made a mistake here. Because I'm versing Japanese, they often open barracks and a spear rush. I decided to scout to the right and then downwards for sheep, right? Because I was thinking in my mind, hey, I'm gonna beat him to the sheep, gather as much food as I can. What I should have done was go straight down the middle and check if he has a barracks. I think I realized this afterwards, somewhere along here. So I found this gold patch because on Gorge, this particular map, each civilization gets a massive gold on the left or the right. So knowing that's on the right side, I keep in mind that I should be focusing on this side later on, because this is where he will be going next for his gold. Now I come into Scout's base. I realized that I need to check for the barracks. I started chopping wood just in case I need an outpost. Now I see the barracks coming up. It's actually a bit late, 2 minutes. But just to be safe, I decided to chop 100 wood so I can put down an outpost. Now he's also mining gold, which I've noticed. If you're barracks spear rushing, you don't normally mine gold until later on, because you want all your villagers on food and wood so you can produce spears. I should have realized that he wasn't gonna build any units and he was just building the barracks for lols, I guess, or just early. But I would say that I overcommitted to building this outpost that I didn't really need. On top of that, I also mined only 180 gold. I could have went straight for 200 just to be safe. That kind of delayed things a bit in terms of aging up. But overall, it's not that big of a mistake, but it could have been better. So now I go back to getting the gold. I drop off first. I realized I was holding gold. Now I have 500 food and it's 3 minutes 30, so my age up is late. It's a bit late. I could have aged up earlier had I just mined 200 gold. This was a bit of a indecisive moment because I thought, okay, having the Kura storehouse near would be good, but I didn't want to lose the inefficiency of the farm because Kura storehouse generates farms around it, and it's much better to have it for later game. Though losing 1 or 2 farms I think is not that bad. Then again, I'm only gold 2, so we'll see later on when I hopefully climb up to plat level. Here, I misclicked. I realized I don't have the damage to kill his scout, and I was trying to kill his sheep so that he doesn't give it as much food. I managed to get 1, which is okay. I guess if I was faster, I could have garrisoned the villagers that were gathering food and trying to shoot down the scout. That might have gotten him. I'm not sure. I'm also pop capped here. That's not good. I need to work on that. I definitely had enough wood to build earlier. Because getting pop capped and not producing a villager is like losing a villager, is what I've, you know, studied and learned from the pros. I guess that's a good way to think about it. So it's 5 minutes. I should have been scouting him at 4 minutes just to see what he's doing with his age up. A slow age up like this could mean that he's gathering stone for the second TC, or he could be, you know, going fast castle, putting one villager on building out the landmark. So the scouting should have came earlier. It's 6 minutes in. He ages up. I checked the gold, 2 on there, so he's not fast castling. He's got an outpost on his gold, which means it's gonna be hard to harass that. Knowing that he's going barracks, I decided to build archery range. I actually forgot. It's kind of silly because I'm playing Japanese myself, and so is he. But he has samurais, so my Yumi archers that I'm planning to build was not gonna do much. Because if he had went stables, then me going barracks would have made way more sense, right? I don't know why I was expecting spearmen. I think my base layout here is decent. Spacing out the houses so that later on when I place the farms, it's more efficient because the farms are next to the houses, which it acts as a mill for the Japanese. I think it was fine to build a house preemptively, even though I'm not nowhere near getting pop capped yet, because I know I'm producing units and I'm gonna need it soon. And honestly, 30 to 40 population, that fills up quickly. Getting some upgrades, planning to dive. Though, to be honest, knowing that he has barracks and me building on the Bagashas, I don't know if that's a good move. See, so he comes in with, what is this, on the Bagasha and Sunrise. I try to find some damage here. I'm ignoring his army because I know I can't fight it, but I can cause him idle time. I'm not sure if this was worth, but I haven't lost a unit yet. It's time to float some resources, so you need to macro and build my stuff. Now, because I'm macroing, I didn't watch my units. I took a bit too long. I should have been moving my units earlier or further away, because I know that Onibagashias are faster than the samurais, but they will get caught up by his Onibagasha. I think double committing to a double archery range wasn't a good move, because he's already building samurais. He's already committing to building samurais. Building more Yumi archers when, well, he doesn't like have any spearmen is kind of maybe a waste. But at the same time, it's good to mass the Yumi archers too for harassing, which is what I'm doing now. I managed to get a villager kill here. He did kind of build a bit far. I mean, Japanese tends to build outwards anyway, because they need to gather resources from the map. Their farmhouse you know, doubles as a house and a mill. So it is pretty efficient to just build the houses outwards. Here, I decided to kite a bit because I realized they're on vacation, so they do have no range armor. So I managed to get a few kills, lost a few units. You know, I think it was a favorable trade overall. Seeing the units there, I decided to regroup elsewhere. It might have been a losing fight. My resources are starting to float because my micro is not good. I'm focusing on too many things at the same time right now. So that's why I backed off a bit as well, so I have more time to macro, which I think I did here. So I think my thinking here was that I was going fast castle. Oh, not that fast, it's 11 minutes, because I've been playing long feudal age. Got the range upgrade, the range attack upgrade, which I think is a good idea. Had some spare wood, so I decided to build a market so I can buy some food. Tiny bit indecisive. I should have pre-planned where I was placing my landmark, because I realized if I placed it there I was blocking my farms, so it was a bit of a split-second decision. I didn't lose too much time from that, but it would have been good if I had known in advance where I was going to place my floating gate. Here I try to find some damage. Destroying a house at this stage in the game might not do too much. He just builds a new one in the back of his base, you know. But it was something to do, I guess. He's not gonna get housed, I don't think, because it's so easy to just build another house at the stage in the game. It's not as impactful as doing this at like 5 minutes, you know, where resources are more scarce. So that was kind of a good move from him, I guess. He garrisoned his villagers early because he knew it was coming. Yep, my battlemen's coming out, increase infantry attack. That's gonna really help. I realized I needed more wood because I needed to buy a monastery so I can gather relics. Plus I need more houses, I guess. I think I should have been more active with the harassment. I should have went around to his right side more. Gathering in the middle. I was thinking of a push, a good push down the middle. Now, lucky for me, at this point in the game, he does push me in the middle. I ran to his thing. I knew I had more army than he did, so I should win and have bannermen. And I noticed he didn't have bannermen either. So, and I think he misclicked here because he right-clicked instead of attack move, so his units are moving around taking damage, which is good for me. Obviously, this is not going to happen at the higher levels, so I shouldn't be, you know, celebrating too much that I won this fight. But saying that, I won the fight. I decided to push this. I didn't notice this till too late. I feel like I could have like saved this. I didn't realize I was getting attacked, but he made a mistake of not attacking my villagers. He attacked my outpost instead. I didn't really micro this too much. To be honest, I should have tried to micro the archers more so that they didn't take damage from the horsemen. Though I did win the fight in the end. Got housed here. I attacked moved, which is why my archers attacked the tower. I should be more wary of that. Like how the distance between the aggro for attack move. I realized I was housed, built houses a bit too late. So many units, as you can see on the bottom left, are just housed and waiting to, for the house to come out. Almost lost a villager here. Thankfully I garrisoned them in time and got rid of this raiding force. Because I was focusing on two things, I was taking a lot of damage from the TC fire, which I shouldn't have. I should have just ran through and just tried to find some kills. Doing this is kind of risky in the first place. I don't know if this was a good idea, but it did work out in the end. Monk was a bit idle. Brought him back to base. Put down a relic. Now, I'm floating a lot of wood. I don't think I noticed for a while. Because I was so busy with this micro, and I noticed that he was going back to his farmhouse. Thankfully my scout was there. That was accidental. So I should have been more active with my scout, but it worked out fine since my scout was there. So I realized he was going for the food there. That should have been a sign for me that he was running out of food. Because if he's coming out this way while I'm attacking him, then he must be running out of food. Here I turn to fight. My army comes along and back up the other army. But I wasn't going to lose anyway because he had one of the geishas. Those are good, but against villagers, not against, samurais. Especially with bannermen. Yeah, I realized I didn't even place down my relic. That's a mistake. I think I should have been more active with the monk. I really, I feel like my focus kind of fell apart here. Because the monk should have been going to relics, instantly. Instead, I'm trying to manage, two burning kitchens, basically. That's what it felt like, even though it did work out in the end. I think I had range 2 armor by this point, so I was not too scared to dive his base. And, finding villager kills kind of more important than attacking his barracks right now. Because I'm already on the TC fire, so I may as well go for his villagers. I think that's the logic. I managed to find quite a few villager kills. Here I back off to build rams, because I realized if I just kept attacking his barracks and his buildings, I was gonna lose units. So I went back to try to build rams instead. He was feeding his units. He should have gathered them into a small force to create some mass and try to reach critical mass, but I don't think he could have with how many units I was pumping out. 2 rams are coming out. Now, at this point, I had a feeling if I'm attacking his base like this and he's not giving up, he must have a second base somewhere. So I went to check the gold site where he, where his gold site is, his big gold on this map. Yeah, canceled a bunch of villagers to get my daimyo upgrade. Wasn't sure what bannerman I was gonna build next, but it was good to get it anyway. So horses come through because they're faster, so I just thought it's just gonna be faster if I go check with horses. I targeted his barracks because if he can't produce units, he can't have an army. If he doesn't have an army, he can't win. So here I managed to find one villager. And I did find his second TC, so he did have units down there. And that's GG. That's the end of the game. Yeah, overall I think I need to be faster with my multitasking. I was not multitasking that well because I was just slippery, like kind of slippery slope really. There were things that could have been done a lot better, a lot cleaner. Like here he had, yeah, he was building a second TC and he has barracks out here, which I think is too many because he does not have the economy to support these barracks. Alright, on to the next game.